Ramyak. Ramyak. So in Ramyak verse, so where's Ramyak verse? Remember? North, south, east, west.
East, west.
Where is it? North, south, east, west. Where is it?
I have
Ramyak.
written.
How do you remember west? West is what? Ketuman.
Then
Bharatshwa is east.
east.
North is
Uh, first one. That
Ilavrita.
no.
Ilavrita is in the center.
So in south, Ramya
In south is Harivarsh, Kimpurishvarsh, and Bharatvarsh. North is Ramyavarsh, Hiranmai Varsh, then Uttar. Right? So we are going north. So this is Ramya. So just see the pattern. From the east, you're getting knowledge, the Vedas, right? From the south, you're getting the processes of devotional service, right? It says Harivarsh, right? This is where Lord Shivadevi is worshipped by Prahlad. So we're getting the processes of devotional service. And then in the left, we're getting deity worship, right? To counteract sense gratification, worship of Kamadev, right? Now in the north, so these verses are speaking all about the northern residents, those Varsh. So the first one was Ramyak, right? Ramyak Varsh. So there, Matsya avatar was manifested, meaning that whenever there is pralay, right? Whenever there is pralay, then everything is set back again. So this is north. So this is north. So this is it started with Matsya avatar, and it is the thrust here is that everybody says I am the maintainer, and Krishna saying no, I'm the maintainer, right? So everybody saying no, I am the proprietor, I'm the maintainer, I'm the authority. But Matsya avatar saying no, it's me. So then Hiranmai Varsh. So Hiranmai Varsh. So in text 29. Hiranmayeti Bhagavan Nivasati Kurmatanu Yasyata Riyatam Amdanu Ariyama Saha Varsha Purushe Putri Gunani Patati Upadravati Mantramimam Chanu Japati. So they are reciting this verse. Shukdev Goswami continued in Hiranmai Varsh. The Supreme Lord Vishnu lives in the form of a tortoise. Kuruma Sharir. This most dear and beautiful form is always worshipped there in devotional service by Ariyama, the chief residence of Hiranmai Varsh, along with the other inhabitants of that land. They chant the following mantras. I was just going to say when I saw Prabhupada say, tortoises are most ugly, right? Oh, tortoise. They're the ugliest creatures on earth, isn't it? And here the verse is saying, most dear and beautiful form. Kuruma avatar. So this is, let's see now what it is. Purport. The word Priyatama, dear most, is very significant in this verse. If you want to insult somebody, then you say you look like a tortoise, right? Each devotee regards a particular form of the Lord as most dear. Because in atheistic mentality, some people think that the tortoise and fish incarnations of the Lord are not very beautiful. They do not know that any form of the Lord is always a fully opulent person with Godhead. Since one of his opulences is infinite beauty, all the Lord's incarnations are very beautiful and are appreciated as such by devotees. Non-devotees, however, think that Lord Krishna's incarnations are ordinary material creatures, and therefore they distinguish between the beautiful and the not beautiful. A certain form of the Lord is worshipped by a particular devotee because he loves to see that form of the Lord, as stated in Brahma Samhita, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam Aryam Puranam Purusham Navayo Manancha. The very beautiful form of the Lord is always youthful. Sincere servants of a particular form of the Lord always see that form as very beautiful, and thus they engage in constant devotional service to Him. So they are not seeing this music Kurma. So let's read what's the prayer now. See, we spoke of Matsya. So Matsya, Kurma, and Varaha. So these are animals. One is aquatic, the other one is semi-aquatic, right? And the third one is like land animal. And so this is like, hey, what? You're worshipping a fish? No, you're worshipping a tortoise and a frog. I mean, this is really crazy, isn't it? So we just spoke on Matsya. Matsya, the message is that everybody believes they are powerful, right? And they are the authority. That at the end of the millennium, everybody's washed off, right? Completely washed off, and somebody has to come and recuperate us. Who's that? Matsya. Let's read text 30. Om Namo Bhagavate Apuparaaya Sarvasarvagunam Visheshanaya Anu Palakshita Sthanaya Namo Varshmane Namo Bhumne Namo Namo Vasthanaya Namaste. We are in chapter 18. Text.
Canto 5, chapter 18.
Text 30. O my Lord, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who have assumed the form of a tortoise. So Keshava Drita Kurma Sharira. So this Keshav, alright? So this Keshav has appeared in the form of a tortoise of one form. You are the reserve of all transcendental qualities and being entirely enriched by matter. You are perfectly situated in pure goodness. You are entirely situated in pure goodness. You move here and there in the water, but no one can discern your position. So it's very important. You move here and there in the water, but no one can discern your position. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Because of your transcendental position, you are not limited by past, present, and future. You are present everywhere at the shelter of all things. And therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you again and again.
Listen means,
Sorry?
listen means, this God is, listen means,
Discern, vivek,
Vivek.
discern. You know? Where is it?
You are, but no one can discern your position.
Yes, no one can discern your position. Let's look. Anupalakshita sthanaya. See. Anupalakshita. See, the direct meaning is to see, right? Now, Anupalakshita, you can discern, like through the eyes, you're trying to figure out where he is.
Yes.
Right? So, Anupalakshita sthanaya. Where's your place? So, are you here? Are you here? You know, like tortoise how it is?
The sound is recognize or recognize or find out.
Yes, so meaning he's moving here
So
and
we
there.
have
Right?
to
So
find out
that's-
how to recognize.
we are not seeing. Where are you? Anu Palakshita. Ikshita. eyes, right? Akshita. Anu means minutely, following. They are trying to follow your movement, right? But you keep on moving. Where are you? Where are you? Right? So this Kurma, let us read this. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said, Goloka even he was Satya Kilatma Buddha. The Lord always remains in Golo, the topmost planet in the spiritual world. At the same time, he is all pervading. This paradox is only possible for the Supreme Person, Godhead, who is full of all opulences. The Lord's all pervasiveness is conferred in Bhagavad Gita 18.61, where Krishna states, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Vidyeshe Ishtati. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna. Elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, the Lord says, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sanivishto mata smriti jnanam apohanam cha. I'm seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. Therefore, although the Lord is present everywhere, he cannot be seen with ordinary eyes. Alright? Anupalakshita. He cannot be seen with ordinary eyes. As Ariyama said, the Lord is the Lord is Anupalakshita Sthanam. No one can locate him. Sthanam, right? No one can locate him. This is the greatness of the Supreme Personality. Meaning he's not fixed in one place. Alright? So he is everywhere. He's everywhere. It's Kurma Dev. So now we have to understand this. Let's see whether Prabhupada speaks about it. Okay, let's go on. I think Prabhupada will speak about 31. So now just get this understanding. Kurmadev, where's Kurmadev? Where's Kurmadev?
Near the water.
Near the water?
In the water, inside the water.
Inside the water. And where? Kurma.
It's come on land also now.
Kurmadev, where is he?
Okay. The rocks also.
Kurmadev,
Bhagwan.
where is he? Where is he? He's holding the universe, right?
Yes.
On
Yes.
his back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, on his back.
Yeah.
Right? The entire universe is seated on his back. Alright? And he's spread in each and every planet. Alright? So everywhere. Although the Lord is present everywhere, he cannot be seen with ordinary eyes. So on our earth also, Bharatvarsh also. This is Hiranmaya Varsh, right? So Kurmadev is manifest there, right? And on earth also, Kurmadev is manifest, right? So that's why they are unique. Why? Because he's holding the entire universe. Like remember we spoke about Brahma. Lord Brahma, where's Lord Brahma's house? Brahma Lord. But where is he also?
In Sumeru.
Sumeru, right? So we spoke that these devas, they've got their places, they've got a station also in different lokas. Otherwise, how Earth planet is also being controlled by Brahma. When you have wedding, right? Right? When it's wedding, this is called Brahma, right? He's authorizing the wedding. Right? We have studied all this. So now this Kurmadev is underneath the water. And where is he? The eyes are not able to see him. Right? But we are hearing and understanding that he is beneath the earth. Beneath the little water. And he's holding up the earth. He's holding up Hiranyamaya. He's holding each and every Varsh and each and every Dvip. So he is actually visible but not seen properly. But we are hearing. We are hearing that he's there. So this is Ariyama. Who's Ariyama? Who is Ariyama? Oh, okay. Ariyama is the chief resident of Hiranmaya, meaning the president, right? The president of Hiranmaya is Aryama. So he, along with all his inhabitants, so they're praying that you're transcendental, you Vishud Sattva, you move here and there in the water, but no one can discern your position. You are not limited by past, present, and future. You're not limited by past, present, and future. You are present everywhere as the shelter of all those things, of all things, and therefore I offer my respectful obeisances unto you again and again. Text 31. यद्यद्रूपमेतन्निजमाययार्पितम् अर्थस्वरूपं बहुरूपरूपितं सङ्ख्यानमस्यास्त्ययतोपलम्बना तस्मै नमस्ते व्यपदेशरूपिणे. My dear Lord, this visible cosmic manifestation is a demonstration of your creative energy. Okay? Right. So, this material world cosmic manifestation is a demonstration of the Lord's creative energy. Seeing the countless varieties of forms within this cosmic manifestation, or simply a display of your external energy, this Virat Rupa, universal form, is not your real form. Except for a devoting transcendental consciousness, no one can perceive your actual form. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Now, let's figure this out now. Mayavadi philosophers think the universal form of the Lord to be real, and his personal form illusory. That they say Krishna's form is Maya, and this impersonal is real. Contrary, okay. So they say universal form is real, and his Krishna form is Maya. We can understand their mistake by a simple example. If fire consists of three elements, heat and light, which are the energy of the fire and the fire itself, anyone can understand that the original fire is the reality and that the heat and light are simply the fire's energy. Heat and light are the formless energies of fire, and in that sense they are unreal. Heat and light are the formless energies of fire, and in that sense they are unreal. Only the light has form, and therefore it is the real form of the heat and light. As Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita 9.4, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyaktam murtina. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. Thus, the impersonal conception of the Lord is like the expansion of heat and light from a fire. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord also says, Vatsthani sarva bhutani na chaham eshvavastitaha. The entire material creation is resting on Krishna's energy, either material, spiritual, or marginal. But because his form is absent from the expansion of his energy, he is not personally present. This inconceivable expansion of the Supreme Lord's energy is called Achintya Shakti. Therefore, no one can understand the real form of the Lord without becoming his devotee. Meaning this creation is the energy of the Lord. Right? Anyway, we have studied this many times. So now this is revision for us. Jara yujam anandajobidam chara charam devarshi vitribhutam endriyam yokham chitishe gladly. We are live. Rukham Shitishena Sarit Samudra Dvipagrahachetya Videya Ekaha. My dear Lord, you manifest your different energies in countless forms as living entities born from wombs, from eggs, and from perspiration, as plants and trees that grow out of the earth, as all living entities, both moving and standing, including the demigods, the learned sages, and the pittas, as outer space are the higher planetary system containing the heavenly planets, and are the planet Earth with its hills, rivers, seas, oceans, and islands. Indeed, all the stars and planets are simply manifestations of your different energies, and originally you are one without a second. Therefore, there is nothing beyond you. This entire cosmic manifestation is therefore not false, but is simply a temporary manifestation of an inconceivable energy. Alright, so all creation. So this is Kurma avatar. So this is here in the material world. This is what is being described here. Because Kurma Dev is holding the material universe. Alright. So this verse completely rejects the theory of Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya, which state that spirit or Brahman is real, whereas the manifested material world with its great variety of things is false. Nothing is false. One thing may be permanent and another temporary, but both the permanent and the temporary are facts. For example, if someone becomes angry for a certain period, no one can say that his anger is false. It is simply temporary. Everything we experience in our daily lives is of the same character. It is temporary but real. Our anger, became angry, it's real. We became angry, but it's temporary. It's not that your permanent mood is to be angry, right? It's just for one moment. The different kinds of living entities coming from various sources are very clearly described in this verse. Some are born from a womb, and some, like certain insects, from human perspiration. Others hatch from eggs, and still others sprout from the earth. A living entity takes birth under different circumstances according to his past activities, karma. Just imagine how we ourselves may have been born maybe from perspiration, we're born from eggs, right? Maybe from what? Perspiration.
Passing.
Lice. Lice are born from perspiration, right? You get head lice, hair lice. They're born from perspiration. Then some are born from sprouts. So how this jeev is taking birth in most dirty ways, and from eggs. So all this happening according to karma. Although the body of the living entity is material, it is never false. No one will accept the argument that since a person's material body is false, murder has no repercussions. Our temporary bodies are given to us according to our karma, and we must remain in our given bodies to enjoy the pains and pleasures of life. Our bodies cannot be called false, they are only temporary. In other words, the energy of the Supreme Lord is as permanent as the Lord Himself, although His energy is sometimes manifest and sometimes not. As summarized in the Vedas, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahman. So our body is coming from the material material energy of the Supreme Lord. But it is also Brahman, because anything that belongs to the Supreme Lord has to be Brahman. One substance that manifests in different ways, just like heat and light. Same source, like fire. But one is giving heat, and the other one is giving illumination, right? The different ways. 33. Yasmin asankheya visheshanaha rupa pritokali kalpiteyam sankhya yata vachyakaniyate tasmai namah sankhya darshanaya veti. Oh my Lord, your name, form and bodily features are expanded in countless forms. Oh my Lord, your name, form and bodily features expand in countless forms. No one can determine exactly how many forms exist, yet you yourself in your incarnation are the learned scholar Kapil Dev have analyzed the cosmic manifestations containing 24 elements. Therefore, if one is interested in Sankhya philosophy, by which one can enumerate the different truths, he must hear it from me. Unfortunately, non-devotees simply count the different elements and remain ignorant of the actual form. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. So they are counting, they are looking at the whole world, whole universe. They're saying, so many elements are there: earth, water, fire, air, etc., etc. But they're not seeing you. Alright? They're not seeing you. Who that Kurma Dev is behind all this. Because all creation is resting on his back. Alright? Right? His spine, the spine of the whole creation. Alright? Philosophers and scientists have been trying to study the entire cosmic situation and have been theorizing and calculating in different ways for millions and millions of years. However, the speculative research work of a so-called scientist or philosopher is always interrupted when he dies. And the laws of nature go on without regard for his work. You're writing big papers, you die, and nobody knows, here the laws of nature, gravity continues. You're just sitting and studying whether gravity goes up or goes down, right? And you're gone, but the law remains, and you're gone. For billions of years, changes take place in the material creation until at last the whole universe is dissolved and remains in an unmanifested state. Just switch it off. Constant. Yeah, so Prabhupada is saying that constant change and destruction, bhutva praliyate, is perpetually going on in nature. Yet the material scientists want to study natural laws without knowing the Supreme Person Godhead who is behind, who is the background of nature. As Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita 9.10, Maya jakshena prakriti suyate sasharacharam Egunanena munteya jagat viparivartate. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and is producing all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Now the material creation is manifest, eventually being annihilated and remain for many millions of years in a dormant state, and finally again be created. That is the law of nature. So, actually this Kurma, like we say, he's moving, right? So nobody can find where he is. So I just saw, that video is explaining that the shape of Kurma, if you take the shape of Kurma, you apply it to any Kurma, you find the shape.
I can't understand.
If you take Kurma, the shape of Kurma, the total shape is round, it's got a head, it's got feet, 4 feet, it's got a tail, right? If you take that Kurma, they call it Kurma Chakra. If you take this, you place it on the any country, you will find the shape. Yes. So that's why you can't discern where you are. Alright? Because everybody is resting on the back of Kurmade. So therefore the chapa, of Kurmade is the map of each and every country.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Every country or
Every country, every country. So he's moving here, that's why you can't locate him because he's moving everywhere. So actually he's everywhere. He said he's everywhere, right? It's amazing. He saw that video. So it's called Kurma Chakra. Kurma Chakra.
So every country except this.
No, this is Vedic Shastra.
Okay.
Every country doesn't know this, nobody knows it except those who study Shastra. Kurma Chakra is called. Like you have this Vastu, right?
Yes.
Purush, what you call that? What Purush it is?
Yeah.
Vastu
Vastu
Purush.
Purush.
So this Kurma Chakra is actually the imprint of Kurma Dev.
In Vastu Kurma Chakra is there.
No, I'm saying. I'm giving the example. Vastu
Understood.
example,
Vastu Purush is there.
right? The
Like-
shape, right?
Ah,
Your
ah.
house, the shape of your house is supposed to be, right?
Vastu Purush.
So that you know where to
The head
put
is
what.
like, yeah. Like the
So
Vastu.
similarly, this Kurma Chakra, if you take the shape of Kurma Dev,
Yeah.
put it on any country,
Yeah.
you will find the shape of Kurma. Because Kurma Dev is underneath. It's amazing. So many secrets are there.
Huh?
So many secrets are there. I just heard Prabhupada saying that the Vedas are giving both material knowledge and spiritual knowledge. But in Kali Yuga, what has happened? If we don't have spiritual knowledge, don't believe that we have any material knowledge. If spiritual knowledge is gone, material knowledge is also gone. So what is remaining, bits and pieces is what we are capturing in the Shastra. Because most of our Shastra have been set on fire. Burnt. I have Bhakti Swami said that when the invaders came, they cooked their meat for 6 months using all these Shastras. For 6 months, this is the number of Vedic information that was available. Cooked their meat for 6 months using those. So they are barbarians, they don't know the value, right? They don't know the value, right? What is this? What is this? Cooked their meat. But also it means that the people of Kali Yuga don't deserve. The people of Kali Yuga don't deserve. So that's why the knowledge goes and manifests. Right? And we don't deserve something that the person is removed. Right? Krishna disappears. Right? And the knowledge also goes away. But lucky Krishna is coming back. In the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So let's read this now. This is the last one. This is text 34. Tareshu cha purusho bhagavan yavya purusha vitavaraha rupa aste tam tu devi hesha usaha puri askarita bhakti yogi rupa dhakti imancha paramam vanishadam avartayati. Shukdev Goswami said, Dear King, the Supreme Lord in his whole incarnation, who accepts all sacrificial offerings, lives in the northern part of Jambudvip. There in the tract of land known as Uttarapuru Varsh, Mother Earth and all the other inhabitants worship him with unfailing devotional service by repeatedly chanting the following Upanishad mantra. Parama Upanishad. Om Namo Bhagavate Mantratattvaliнгaya Yajnakarate Mahavaya Mahapurushaya Namakarma Shukraya Yugaya Namaste. You know, if this was the Srimad Bhagavatam, if this was, you know, the Vedic hymns, then we go to hell straight, right? By our pronunciation. Isn't it? Because these Vedic hymns, there's such a thing that it is very precise. You have to have the exact intonation, that exact intonation, exact pronunciation. It has to go high, low, medium, God knows what, right? It has to be, and then it has some effect, and it produces whatever. But here, lucky, we only glorifying the Supreme Lord, so even broken language, right? The child is making the mantras in broken language, but it is falling on the ears of the worshipped, whoever is being worshipped. Alright? Oh Lord, we offer our respectful, and that's also spoken in Malaysia language now. But Varahadev is hopefully accepted. Oh Lord, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you as a gigantic person. Simply by chanting mantras, we shall be able to understand you fully. You are yogi or sacrifice, and you are the craft in ritual. Therefore, all the ritualistic ceremonies of sacrifice are part of your transcendental body, and you are the only enjoyer of all sacrifices. Your form is composed of transcendental goodness. You are known as Sri Yuga because in Kali Yuga you appeared as a concealed incarnation, and because you always fully process the 3 layers of opulences. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the incarnation of this age of Kali, as confirmed in many places throughout the Puranas, the Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavatam. The summary of his appearance is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 6.99 as follows. कलियुगे लीलावतारा न करे भगवान अतएव त्रियुगा करी कही तारना. In this age of Kali, the Supreme Person, Godhead Bhagavan, does not appear as a Leelavatar, an incarnation to display pastimes. Therefore, he is known as Tri Yuga. Unlike other incarnations, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in this age of Kali as a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, he is called a concealed incarnation, Chanavatar. Text 36. Yasya sarupam kavayo vipaschito Uneshvidaru Shiva Jata Vedas Vidnati Madhina Manasa Didrikshavo Udham Tirate Namaritatmane. By manipulating a fire-generating stick, great saints and sages can bring forth a fire lying dormant within firewood. In the same way, O Lord, those expert in understanding the absolute truth try to see you in everything, even in their own bodies, yet you remain concealed. You know, like you heard Paramatma is in our heart. Let's look for him. Where is he? In the heart. And he's still concealed. Where is he? Where is he? Right? You are not to be understood by indirect processes involving mental or physical activities, because you are self-manifested. Only when you see that a person is wholeheartedly engaged in searching for you, do you reveal yourself. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. This is using all the senses. We cannot see the Supreme Lord. But how can we see him?
Our sincerity,
Then,
service, devotion.
yes, a person is wholeheartedly engaged in searching for him. When we really want to find Krishna, so the Supreme Lord creates everything when he hides himself. He becomes invisible to our eyes. We just found out how we found him, right? Gurmadev. How we spotted him out. Right? So hints are given. Right? Hints are given everywhere in the Vedic literature, where you can find him. So if you got the picture, when you're going to read this section, you will see Gurmadev. Now, everybody take your own mark. Alright? Go across the world, make your chakra, Kurma chakra, and place it and see whether you find Kurma Dev there. Perform. The word Kriyate means by performing ritualistic ceremonies to satisfy the demigods. The word Vipaschitaha is explained in the Taittiriya Upanishad as follows. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyomam So Snute Sarvan Kaman Saha Brahmana Vipaschiteti. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, Bahunam Jamanam Ante Jnanavam Mam Prapadite. After many birth and death, he who is actually knowledgeable and surrenders unto me. When one understands that the Lord is situated in everyone's heart and actually see the Lord present everywhere, he has perfect knowledge. So the word Jata Veda means fire which is produced by rubbing wood. In Vedic times, there are stages would bring forth fire from wood. It's Arani. Jata Veda also indicates the fire in the stomach, which digests everything we eat and which produces an appetite. The word Buddha is explained in the Shvetasvar Upanishad. Okay, tell me what it is, just read and tell me what it is, Shikha.
Jata Veda also indicates the fire in the stomach, which digests everything we eat and which produces an appetite. The word Buddha is explained in the Shvetashvatar Upanishad. Eko Deva Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is understood by chanting the Vedic mantras. Sarva Vyapi Sarva Bhutantara Atma. He is all pervading and he is within the heart of living entities. Karma Dhyaksha Sarva Bhuta Dvisha. He witnesses all activities of the living entity. Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. The Supreme Lord is the witness as well as the living force. Yet he is transcendental to all material qualities.
So see what's going on here. So the Supreme Lord is all pervading, he's within all living entities. Karma Dhyaksha, meaning he's seeing our karma. He's seeing our activities. Sarva Bhuta Divashaha. He witnesses all activities of the living entity. Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. The Supreme Lord is the witness, ours are the living force, yet is transcendental to all material qualities. So, text 37. प्रिया हे वयनेश पत्रिभिः माया गुणेर्वस्तु निरीक्षितात्मने अन्वीक्षयाङ्गातिशयात्मबुद्धिः निरस्तमाया कृतये नमो नमः. Okay, now towards sleep. Towards sleeping. Yes, 1 minute. So one thing that Prabhupada explained, one of the purport is that, see now this Kurmadev, on him resting all the land. Varasha means land, right? So all the shapes that we find in this creation, so we can map it to the shape of Kurmadev. This is what we understood, right? Now what's going on? Prabhupada is explaining that the archaeologists, they are trying to understand this creation. How they're digging in earth. So they're picking one indication here, another trace here, and they're trying to figure out what is the history of humanity. And Prabhupada is saying that this surface is always changing. So how will you find out? Why? Because Kurmadev is moving. Right, he's moving. Creating tsunami, creating volcanoes, creating earthquake, God knows what. He's always moving. So how will you find out? Alright? So Prabhupada saying they're wasting their time.
But in some temples, they worship Buddha devas.
That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We are saying about the creation. Archaeologists.
Yeah.
Archaeologists, they're trying to find the truth by digging in the earth or going in the ocean. They're discovering, so many things, old buildings, right? They get it caught here. Like I saw this documentary, they get it caught here. Then they say, oh, that pot is also there in Egypt. So therefore, they're trying to figure out the whole civilization. They go sitting, speculating, and writing books, and who us? We have to go to school and give our papers and become PhD, right? And Prabhupada is saying, waste of time because the earth is constantly moving and shifting because Kurmadev is tricky, right? He cannot be discerned. His location cannot be discerned, right? Why? Because this material world is temporary, right? Just like our bodies are always moving and shifting, right? Isn't changing. Hmm? So because this is the nature of this material world, always changing. Today so much pitta, tomorrow so much vata, and too much kapha, right? So what are you? How you go crazy? You all this Ayurvedic medicine. You're trying to pacify pitta, and suddenly vata, messed up. Or you're trying to satisfy, pacify vata and pitta. Oh, this is very, so it rush. Oh, it's the pitta making this medicine, right? Stop. Crazy, isn't it? And then they chase to find stability. Material nature is always changing, therefore your bodies are always changing. And even when you die, you don't die actually. Again, you grow another body. Right? Grow another body, another chakra again. So Prabhupada spoke about that. So which one you are reading now?
Hare Krishna. Translation. The objects of material enjoyment, sound, form, taste, touch, and smell, the activities of the senses, controllers of the sensory activities, demigods, the body, eternal time, and egotism are all creation of your material energy. Those whose intelligence has become fixed by perfect execution of mystic yoga can see that all these elements result from actions of your external energy. They can also see your transcendental form as super soul in the background of everything. Therefore, I repeatedly offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Okay. The objects of material enjoyment, the sensory activities, attachment to sensual pleasure, the body, false egotism, and so on, are produced by the Lord's external energy. Maya. The background of all these activities is a living being, and the director of the living being is a super soul. The living being is not the all in all, he is directed by the super soul. In the Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Krishna confirms this. Sarvasya Chaham Riddhi Samanishto Mata Smriti Jnana Bhuvanam Cha. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. The living entity depends on the super soul for directions. A person advanced in spiritual knowledge, or a person expert in the practice of mystic yoga, yama, niyama, asana, and so on, can understand transcendence either as Paramatma or as a supreme personality of order. The Supreme Lord is the original cause of all natural events. Therefore, he is described as Sarva Karanakara, cause of all causes. Behind everything visible in our, through our material eyes is some cause, and one who can see the original cause of all causes, Lord Krishna, can actually see. Krishna, the Sachidananda Vigraha, is the background of everything. As he himself confirms in Bhagavad Gita 9.10, Maya Dakshena Prakriti, Suyate Sa Charachara, Hetuna Nuna Kaunteya, Jagat Vipari Vartati. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Brahma, and it is producing all moving and unmoving things. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again.
Okay, so now this is the objects of material enjoyment. Activities of the controllers of sensory activity, the body and hypnotism of all creations of your material creation. So all these elements are superfluous to the jeev, right? Superfluous to the jeev. The jeev doesn't require it. But since we have taken birth in material nature, we cannot live without it. Bhakti Siddhanta Swami explained this. He said this Jivatma, once he has taken birth in this material world, he cannot live without that body. He can become manifest only when he has the material body. Right?
Manifest of God.
No. The Jeev can become manifested like a person dies. Right? He can become manifest again only when he takes another body. He has no choice because that soul is completely enmeshed in that material body. It cannot exist without the material body. But actually, it is superfluous to the soul. It is not required by the soul. But in the material creation, he has no choice. It is to become visible. Right? The objects of material. So those whose intelligence has become fixed by perfect execution of mystic yoga can see that all these elements result from the actions of the external enemy. So who has created all this? It's because of your Bahiranga Shakti. This Bahiranga Shakti has created all this. So those who have developed intelligence through mystic yoga, buddhi, right? So this is Anga Atishaya Atma Buddhihi. So through this practice of yoga, so here mystic yoga says, he's able to find the soul from all these other elements. Just like we are not able to find Urmadev. Similarly, this soul is not visible to us. Why? Because the material body isn't shifting. Therefore, the soul is not visible. We can't locate the soul. Right?
Soul is in the heart.
Yeah. Wherever in the body, the soul, wherever is in the body, we are not able to locate it. Right? Because you change this entire body. Right? You change this entire body. Now in a woman's heart body, right? So now you don't know which body, which community, which species, right? You are not able to locate the soul because the body keeps on shifting, just like Burmadev, you couldn't find it, right? So now this is about Varahadev. So Varahadev, so he is for he's worshipping Uttar Kuru. Like Uttarakhand, like they do yajnas, right? So this is where they do all the yajnas. So this is, remember Uttarakhand, we say that Uttar Kuru. So one station is found in Bharatvarsh also, Uttar Kuru, must be called Uttarakhand, right? So and this is where they do this yajna. So they can. So now, if we have developed sufficient intelligence by the grace of Prabhupada and reading Bhagavatam, we are able to see the shifting body, and we know this is not us; it's just a body that is changing, right? And we are not disturbed by all these changes. So now, if we are able to see the action of the external energy, Maya Shakti, then we can also see your transcendental form as super soul in the background of everything. So this devotee who's able to see the action of material nature, if we are able to perceive it, then by good luck, right, we should also be able to perceive the hand of the Lord, who is the director of all these changes. Right? This super soul is the monitor of material nature and the monitor of our own bodies also. Right? The monitor, also the mentor. Right? Monitor and mentor, both. So here, who's praying now? I forgot. Who's praying in Uttar Kuru? In all the inhabitants there in the truck of land on the Mother Earth. Oh, okay. So it is Mother Earth who is praying. Mother Bhumi Devi. Bhumi Devi. It's Mother to Varaha. See, one time reading is not sufficient. No? You have to read again. No? I missed that. So there in the tract of land known as Uttara Kuru Varsh, Mother Earth and all the other inhabitants worship him with unfailing devotional service, meaning those who have taken birth on earth, alright, and their inhabitants. Yagya Purush, they are worshipping the Yagya Purush. Bhu Saha Kuru Bhir. Bhu, this is Bhu Devi. Bhu Devi who is planet Earth, along with all the inhabitants of the land known as Kuru. So the inhabitants of the Kuru Varsh. And Bhu Devi, they are praying to who? Varaha Devi. We should redo our whole program now. We had done that program.
Yes.
Now we understand much better.
Yes.
We should redo this whole thing. Isn't it? Prayers of the residents of Jammu. So much better we understand now. So many imagination is happening, no? We did it little kacha last time.
That was the first time. No?
We couldn't understand. Yes. So amazing. Yeah, we did it only very superficially. Now we understand much better. So they can see you at the background of all these activities, the living entity, and the director of the living beings is the super soul. The living being is not the all in all, is directed by the super soul. It's